Talking of the Rugby World Cup, you went to the final. Who paid for your trip?
It's a private company that paid for me.
And why don't you name the private company? What have you got to hide?
There are processes, Yusuf, and I'm a minister more than 30 ministers. We have a processes. One of the major process is that we declare the gift. This is part of the gift. The sponsors, this is part of the sponsor. And then anybody and everybody wants to know, you go and read the thing. So it can't be Cele going out of the fold, him alone answering that thing. There were many ministers, by the way, there. It's very awkward that it's just one minister must really answer that was invited as a minister. So, but this will be declared, and then everybody will go and read it.
Some people suggest that that company has police contracts. What's your reaction?
Well, I know nothing about contracts, by the way. I don't deal with contracts whatsoever. I see things happening in the police. Who provides that? I don't know. Maybe yourself, you have some contract with the police. I don't know.
I don't.
Well, I don't know who, because those things never come close to the minister. Those are things for accounting officer.
Are you happy to name the company?
I'll definitely name the company when it comes to my declaration that I'm doing and will be doing.
And your personal assistant went together on this trip at a cost of 500,000 rand to the taxpayers. That money could have been used for much needed fuel for generators at police stations, to replace tires, and for other needs. Surely it's a waste of public resources.
Yusuf, the Minister of Police was invited by this company, I believe themselves would not have a problem to be named when the time comes. And then there is a support staff in the ministry. And the support staff of the ministry, they've got that budget of taking the minister through, of which happens every day when the ministers go out there. And that is approved by the chief of staff that work and that's what happens. But it's also interesting that while that emphasis is happening, people are not emphasizing that minister did not use the government money. Maybe one correction again. The money that was put on the answer in Parliament was that the minister was paid the S&T of 33,000. It's 15,000 or so, only 15,000. Government for that minister paid that. But when the come of declaration will tell it was quite a good trip, and it was a trip invited of the minister, and I hear people talking about nothing to do with the national interest. I don't know why it would not be the national interest for the elected minister to go and support the national team. I did not go to the beach there. I supported the national team as invited as a minister. That is a story that is not told. And unfortunately, several of us were there, but Cele seems to be.
But Mr. Minister, you'll agree that 500,000 rand will go a long way to beef up the resources, much needed resources at police station.
500,000 rand would not have been taken out of ministry, because that's budgeted for ministry. There's things you talk about, the diesel and all other are budgeted for that particular thing. If that money could not be used, again, Yusuf, it's interesting that nobody raised the issue about so much underspending in the ministry of not going the trips 2020, 2021. There was so much underspending. Nobody came and said, why do you underspend so much? This money was not taken from the other work. It's a money that is budgeted for that particular work. Those other things you talk about, they're budgeted for, and it goes so. All ministries are giving support staff, and they are budgeted for. That is part of it.